What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big Marv's Network. Today we're hanging out with my man Alan. He's running. What do you do? Podcasts. He does videos. He's a traveler. He does content. It's
Vlog, just
primarily
all of
health and
it.
fitness. Just being a better you. Did I get that pretty close?
Pretty much, man. I'm just trying to help people get started on fitness and get on the right track. And then all this stuff we connected before on like this digital aspect. That's one area I also run too. But yeah, man, how's it been?
It's
Been a
been pretty
while.
good. Welcome to
Yeah,
the show. How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's what time is it over there?
It is just after 6.
Okay, so I'm on the East Coast time, so it's literally like the end of my day. But it's like I'm pumped, dude. We were chatting before. He's telling me how he's just crushing it. Crushing it, bro.
I try. So I see you just got back from some kind of vlog tour or something along those lines.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I was
Tell us, tell
actually
us about that.
so I went on a 2 week drive from Atlanta to San Diego. It took us 2 weeks. We were delivering our sister's car back to LA. So yeah, that looks like it was a good hit, bro. Are you still there? I don't know if the mic cut off. You there, bro?
No, I muted myself so they didn't
Oh,
hear me
okay.
dying while you were telling your story.
I kind of want to digress. I had this one. I was talking to one of my friends in college. I have this story. It's called the Frisbee Blunt story. So, if you guys are familiar with like frisbees, like ultimate
Yeah.
frisbee, they filled the whole thing up just with with weed, and then they rolled up this massive blunt. And I was just like, we went outside. This was back when I was in college.
How many blunt wraps did that take, first of all?
Dude, I'm like a amateur. I don't even know. They just did it, right? Like I'm not,
They just cut.
not
We're
like
in a
it just
smoke
happened,
thing,
you
yeah.
know? I just like was like that so a little bit about me is like I'm not like super in the space, but I've partake. So I don't really know any of like, the whole thing. But it just happened. I was just like, holy shit, it's fucking huge. And then essentially what happened was so we sat on the bench. I was just telling this to one of my friends. And so it was like five of us aligned, right? And I was like in the middle. And they were doing like puff puff pass. And so it got to me. And I think around like the second round, I like passed. And no joke, I was like, and I was so blazed. I was like, I literally thought that they just like went behind my back and passed it to the guy behind me. And then it was like my turn again. And I was like, no fucking way, guys. Like, you guys are fucking shitting me. There's no way. And they're like, dude, you're just so baked that like you haven't even realized that it's just been going in a circle. And I was like, dude, you guys are trolling me right now. And like, oh man, that was literally like everyone who's there. I'm just like, God, dude. I still am not sure. Like a part of me
Like to
thinks
this day, you don't know if
like,
they
to this
did.
day, like I'm not sure if they did that or not. If they're lying to me, it's very possible. Or I was just next level, dude. That
I've made people tap out before because we'll have smoking parties.
yeah,
Generally, just have a jar we just set
yeah,
out for everybody's use.
yeah.
But like, I'm the blunt doctor. So
Okay.
I'll just sit there and roll blunts the whole time. And I'll
Okay.
roll a blunt, light it, pass it, roll it, light it, pass it, roll it, light it, pass it, and we'll just have
Hell
like
yeah.
10 blunts, and like it'll get to the point where people are like, "Bro, that's enough. Like that's we're done. Like stop
We're
rolling
smoked
blunts,
out, bro. We're smoked out.
or to put the blunt down."
Yeah, that's funny, dude. But yeah, going back to like the to go back.
L.A.
So I just, I've been experimenting a lot with like, I came from corporate and then came back. And I was like, what can I do in my one life that seems cool, right? I think that's the big thing that I've been focusing on lately is like, what can I
Being
do?
cool,
I mean, like in general, like, what do I want to do?
right?
right?
Discovering your why.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I think a lot of things is just experimenting and seeing what works. But basically, I had the opportunity to go, and I was like, you know what? I haven't really done vlogs in a bit. Let me see the process, and yeah, it was a good experience for something to say to because I'm not exactly sure the whole network that's entrepreneurs. So people trying to get started on things, you never know what something's going to be like until you kind of do it. And
Yeah,
then one thing I
exactly.
say is that you get appreciation for the people who are doing it because to produce what they're producing and you try to produce it, you're like, damn, they're like on another level.
Yeah, you really like it humbles you a little bit because you're like, damn, like I didn't realize how much went into this. Right, even because I'm very prolific with how much content I create,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and so I have people that want to duplicate or copy my process, and it's not until they get into it that they're like, "Fuck, man, this is a lot
this
of
is a
work."
lot.
You know,
Yeah, right.
but trust me, like we're building a foundation. You put in that work now,
Yeah,
you set yourself up for evergreen, passive income.
yeah,
Right? So it's just like, but you don't realize it because when you're watching the Facebook ads and all the motivational videos and everything, it might give you the perception of like, oh, this is easy, just anybody can jump into this and do this. And it's like
yeah. Oh yeah,
theoretically, yeah, any human being is physically capable of doing
yeah,
what I do, right?
yeah.
But do you have the mental drive and motivation to go
Keep
through
doing. Yeah,
trenches and continue to do it, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
your entrepreneur life isn't like this, it's like this.
Oh, dude, it's like all over, dude. It's
you know,
sometimes it's not even a wave, bro. Sometimes like a plateau. And it's like,
yeah, it's like you get here and then oh shit, I'm down here again. Oh damn it. I want to
yeah,
go back to the plateau. Get me back to the plateau at least. you know, and
yeah,
people just don't realize the
yeah,
amount of work that goes into it. So,
yeah.
are you? Do you have a day job or are you a full time
No, full
entrepreneur? What
time.
do you do?
Yeah, full time. So a little bit about my story. So I used to do BI consulting. I
Hmm.
did that for like 5 years. And I was just literally talking to my brother about this because I've been reflecting lately. So I quit, I think, 2 years ago and I've been doing it full time. It has waves of like clients and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I guess for me to expand, since I'm just in a sharing mood right now. I think that by seeing you smoke, it has mirror neurons just put me in like a cognitive relaxed state, literally. So my old days, I'm like, yeah, man. I'm not even joking right now. I just feel kind of different just being on. Um,
The
but
Big
yeah,
Marv vibe, baby. This is called the Big Marv
a
experience.
yeah. Do you still have the last time we talked? The slogan: "Put your dick on the table." You still do that?
Dude, I not only do that, but I have a copper sign of my. Have you not seen my sign?
No. Is it possible to turn the camera? Are you gonna bring it over? Hell yeah.
Put your dick on the table.
Hey, I've actually used that a couple of times, and people are just like, "What the fuck?" And I was just like, "Oh, Big Mom,
Dude,
you gotta check him
actually,
out. You gotta find him."
I have merchandise made now. You want me to send you some T-shirts and stickers
Oh
that say
yeah, I'll
"Put
rock
your
it.
dick on the table"?
Yeah, I'll rock it. I don't
Fuck
care.
yeah!
I'll rock it. Oh yeah,
I'll
that'd
have
be
to send
dope.
you one after this.
Yeah, we could chat. But
So
yeah,
yeah,
man, it's
well,
just
yeah, just fill us in on your story. Tell us, where you've been, where you're at now, and kind of where you're going, your long term.
hell yeah. Okay, so I'll just feel free to because I'm right now I've been in like a reflective state or like for this past week of like okay, so basically it's like I quit my job and then also around a year after when things were going rocky with the business, I'm just going full story, right? Things got rocky with my relationship, right? So now I'm like, okay, so we have separated, me and my ex. And so now it's like it's been like 3 months and I'm still doing the business. And so, but now I'm just like, okay, I'm fine, but like, what do I like? that was still a relationship and that was still a thing that happened. And so like, what am I taking from it? What is life giving me, or what am I supposed to learn from this experience? But pretty much to go into this whole entrepreneurial journey and stuff that happens. Um, I was telling my brother today, if I did go back to corporate, which I'm not considering it, but if I did, that I at least have the knowledge, firsthand knowledge and experience of what it's like of me thinking I could do something versus I tried to do something.
Yeah, actually doing it. You know, going back to corporate is actually
Yeah.
part of my backstory.
Really?
Yeah, so I worked on and off. I've always been a contractor for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like I never was a full-time employee. So when I
Hmm.
talk about my time at Microsoft, I was always on a different contract of some sort.
Yeah.
So about I want to say 3 years into my Microsoft journey,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then and and so I started my own like web development. Like this is when I first started getting my feet wet. Like
Yeah.
I've always done side gigs and build websites and shit over the years, but this is the
Yeah.
first time in my life that I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Full. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I started doing it, got some clients, but it wasn't sustainable. Right, like I had
Uh-huh.
not figured out a way to get clients regularly to actually sustain a living on it. But at the same time, I wasn't putting in an amount of work. You know, now that I'm doing it and actually making it
Yeah.
sustainable, I wasn't putting in the same amount of work that I do now.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, after about 6 months of doing that, I was like, fuck this. You know, I'm going
Okay.
back to my cushy 6-figure job at Microsoft.
Okay.
And,
And
and
what
I
was
was
the
like,
thought?
maybe I'm just not cut out, you know,
Yeah.
the,
I'm slightly having.
you
It's not that I'm slightly having that thought. So I want to hear your
know,
story because
so
this
I'm
is
like,
good. This is what I need to hear right now.
I was like, you know, maybe I'm just not cut out to do this.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Microsoft, earn some more money, and maybe try again later.
Yeah.
So then fast forward time, another 3 years, and another 4 contracts later, I get to the upper echelon of Microsoft again. I'm running a team of 30 dudes, and then um, politics gets involved. Right, I rewrote the process for this team, proved that it worked. It was time to implement, but implementing my process meant laying off 30 guys in India.
Okay.
And the head guy that was overseeing the project was like brothers or uncles or something to
Yeah.
the
Some kind
guys
of.
in India.
Yeah.
Right, so he's like, we're not just gonna lay off all my family over there. So
Yeah.
he denied my process and was basically like, we're not putting people out of business, or you know, we're not putting people out. I would rather cost because this was actually costing Microsoft and the clients millions of dollars.
You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. My bag, did I
Oh
drop for a
yeah.
second?
You did. Yeah. So you dropped at the family where you wouldn't drop the family.
Yeah, he didn't want to lose the family,
Yeah.
and by not implementing my process, it was costing Microsoft millions
Lots
of
of money.
dollars.
Yeah.
But like once you get up there, like millions of dollars really is nothing to these guys, right?
Yeah.
As long as it works and it's sufficient, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
We were just trying to implement this as a bonus to our contract to basically show how good we are. Because like not only did we do the job, but we saved you millions of dollars at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? But then when
Yeah.
the politics got involved, they told me that I had a choice to make. I could either not implement the process and tell my guys that we're just going to do it the manual way and basically make my guys' lives miserable because they're engineers and programmers.
Yeah.
Right? So I should be having them program and implement my process, not manually doing shit that we can pay somebody 10 or 15 bucks an hour to do. Right? Because it's
Okay.
insulting to their skill set to make them do these mundane tasks when they're high level engineers that are getting paid
Hmm.
a lot of money to do this other process.
Okay. Wait,
So
why
they
do
were
we
like,
why wouldn't you just pay the India team to do the manual? or is there a disconnect
Well,
there?
that's what they ended up doing. They were like, you have a choice to make. You either get on board with keeping India
Yeah.
and making your team do manual shit, or you walk away. I
Yeah.
chose to walk away
Yeah.
because I was like, I can't do that to my team. There's no logical reason why you guys are making this decision. I'm out. And I
Okay.
chose to start a business where I could take that same skill set, but actually radically change small business owners' lives because most small business owners don't have automation in place. Most small business owners don't know how to automate their leads and their business and their fulfillment and everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah. It's a struggle, man.
And so I took all the money that I had. I went
Yeah.
to Billie Jean's conference in San Diego
Yeah.
and went 100% in on this entrepreneur thing. 7 months in, I was running an agency that was making six figures and discovered I hated agencies. I hated running agencies.
Okay.
And
You're talking
so
about like
I
agencies
spun
like
down my business.
my you're
Go
talking about
ahead.
agencies like my concept of it of like ads, or were you running an agency for automation?
I was
Like
running a full blown digital marketing agency.
okay, so
Right?
you were
So
doing
it was
like
like building funnels, ads,
funnel
fucking
ads, yeah,
email automation, the whole.
yeah, yeah.
And
But
I
you
was
still had to do
like,
like marketing and stuff like that.
I discovered that I hated it. Right? I was
Yeah,
like, fuck this. Like I'm making good money, but I freaking hated it.
yeah,
So I spun down my agency, but I was like, what did I really love about doing this? And I was like, building the automation and processes. Like that's my
yeah.
thing. Like
And it was also
somebody saying, I need to sell this, and then I'm like, these are the platforms we're going to use. This is how we're going to automate it. Boom. But then actually fulfilling all this stuff, I was like, fuck this. Like, I
yeah,
just want to write the process, make sure the automation works, and move on.
yeah.
So I started looking for agency owners that maybe wanted an automation specialist. So then that's
Okay,
when I partnered with Rudy.
yeah,
Rudy needed an automation guy, and he was more than happy to be the front of the face of the business, go find all the deals, close the deals, do like
yeah,
all the parts that I hated.
yeah,
So it was a perfect relationship, and like I discovered what I really love doing, built an
yeah,
entire brand and business around what I actually love doing. Now I'm
yeah.
making more independent.
And doing what you love better, and then like not doing what you don't like. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope, man. That's what I think more people like like not for me to lead the podcast, but I'm just curious. So when you're saying like you were mentioning that process where it was like I didn't like it, like what was that time period for you? Like for me right now, I'm just trying to think and journal it. Like what was it for you? You just like
So like
you thought about it or
to give you a time frame, I went to Billie Jean's conference in like I think it was a
yeah.
June or July.
Okay.
Then I started my agency, and then by February was my first month over 10K. I made 12K in February, and
Yeah.
then I made 20K in March. I made
Okay.
25K in April. And I made another
Yeah.
20K in June or May,
Yeah.
sorry. But around April and May, that's when it started becoming mundane, and I feel like I'm just right back at Microsoft,
Like the
working
same
60, 70 hours a week, making I'm making barely over six figures, and I'm just like it's stupid, right? I'm just like
yeah.
it's just a rinse and repeat. It was like I knew how my day was going to go the next day before my day even got there because that's how rinse and repeat it became.
Yeah.
And
Like selling the agency packages and stuff,
yeah,
essentially.
so
Yeah.
over the next 2 months, I started firing my clients and like just
Yeah.
like not giving a fuck at all. I
Yeah.
actually got really bad results for a client because I just didn't give a fuck anymore. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this.
Do you think it was the niche or just working in general?
Just in general, I just
Okay.
hated
Like
everything
you didn't
because
like
I was working in different things and like
yeah.
didn't matter what I was working on. I just didn't even want to get on my laptop anymore.
Yeah.
Like then
Perhaps.
I started hating what I was
Yeah.
doing, you know.
Do you think you weren't challenged? Because I know there's that thing that constantly
Yeah,
like
it was not challenged at all. That was
yeah.
the thing. Is like I doubted a process that was working so good that
Uh huh.
there was nothing challenging about what I was doing anymore. It was just
Okay.
all business, all numbers. Nobody gave a fuck about anything. It was like, what? How much money can you make me? Like
Yeah.
it just became about money again, and like it
Yeah.
was like I wasn't working for anything but money, and
Yeah.
like I wasn't challenged. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't. I basically
Yeah.
maybe hit a plateau. I don't know. I just stopped caring, basically.
That's something that like I think about and also try to relate to like my brother, but also like just people in general. Because part of me like I don't know, I grew up on like Tony Robbins and like try to. I guess one aspect I like doing besides health and fitness is like fulfillment and stuff like that, like wanting to coach people. And so I guess that's kind of why I brought it up because it's like I feel like we're in the similar bounds where it's like you kind of realize it's not really about the money, but like what you like doing.
Yeah,
Cliche, but like money happens as a perk.
yeah. It's just a cherry on top. That's why I tell
Yeah,
everybody, fuck money. Like money is not real. Money is just a variable that humans created because we needed to establish a value for something because we were trading something for
yeah,
something and we needed to establish a value. So if you
yeah,
just do what you're passionate about and you build your tribe and you find those people that are just as dedicated to your purpose and your passion as you are, you're going to
yeah,
build and lift each other up, and the money will come as a side effect to that.
yeah, yeah,
And literally, the roof is the limit. So, like,
yeah,
on my journey over the last, I want to say 15, 16 months, that's what I discovered about myself is like, I don't want to be an agency. What I loved the most was actually the coaching and the teaching and the writing the processes part. Like basically
yeah,
taking someone and coaching them through building an online brand and then letting them go like a little birdie, you know?
yeah, yeah.
And so I started
But does that
building.
process involve marketing? Would you
Yeah,
say that involves
absolutely.
marketing? Okay.
But like my higher level coaching packages include marketing, like
Yeah.
running Facebook ads and retargeting
Okay.
email sequences. Like I
Well, no,
primarily
not
focus,
like that. So to
email,
me, what you said with that's like automated marketing. I'm talking about like marketing, like
like
copy.
content strategy and the copy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have packages that include that as well.
Okay.
I've spent a
Yeah. You
lot of
still
time
you still
and
do
money
that? You have to
learning
marketing.
copywriting over the last year.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm focusing on now. I got like a couple of books I'm reading, but it's. I mean, to me, it's awesome seeing like the levels you could take it because I think for people of your audience and just to give you like my honest, true frame, like all this stuff is off the cusp, and it's just me thinking out loud. It's really awesome to hear people share their story, so you could be like, okay, well, like where I could be, or a reference point of like what to do, you know.
Yeah.
And so like hearing that what you said, it's like okay, like there's a lot of places I could go and like even different angles and branding I could do, right?
Oh yeah, and
Like
that's part of like building out your content strategy and your value ladder, right?
yeah,
Which is what happens in meeting one with Big Marv is like we discover your why, your passion, your purpose, and then we build
yeah,
a personal brand around that with a content strategy and everything because you want your messaging to be consistent to that audience. So what we
yeah,
do is we discover your why and your backstory. We write that, and then we split test three different angles of that backstory from the three different perspectives that people could have interpreting your backstory, decipher and find out which of those angles really
yeah,
hit home with your audience, and then all of your messaging from there forward is going to be around that target demographic.
yeah. But okay, so I'm just spitballing and like pushing back. So that to me sounds like marketing. So what is this next level that you were talking about that like brings the fulfillment or brought the joy back? Because to me, I feel like I'm getting in that rut too, where it's like It's like, man, this fitness thing, like to a degree, like at a low level, or in my opinion, a low level, you could be like, you can kind of just run the same offers, the same campaigns to any.
But what brought the joy back is like, so that was my favorite part, is developing that strategy from scratch. Like, I'm not shooting the videos. I'm not writing the copy, like the rough drafts or anything like that. Like everybody that I'm working with, they're shooting their own content. They're writing their own lead magnets. They're writing their own emails. They're just literally following the steps that I tell them to take. And then every week, I'm giving them homework, right? So it's just like I'm meeting with my students, right?
So it's almost like the coaching.
And I'm watching them grow from like this little, like they didn't know anything until I started working with them, and I'm basically shaping them and molding them and watching their personal brand grow using my processes, using something that I created. So like that is my biggest joy, is like when I see somebody go from here to here following something that I gave them. Like I can't put any amount of money on watching somebody hit this upper echelon.
Yeah, I feel you. It's almost like
and I just wasn't getting that from a high level agency standpoint, you know.
Yeah.
Because a high level agency standpoint, most of those clients are coming in with campaigns that are just broken and they just need the campaigns tweaked. But generally, they have their own messaging figured out. They have their own videos already created. They have their own content strategy, and they don't want you for any of that. All they want you for is to come tweak the numbers to make them more money. And I like creating. I think you're attracting from nothing and watching them grow versus just tweaking a few things and making you $1 million.
See, I would say from a certain perspective to people listening that may, like, they've heard your story and they're hearing my story. So I want to, in my opinion, paint some more pictures. So some people, you actually, at least when I was first starting out, you attract these clients who don't have it, and then they need to be sold on digital marketing. And in my opinion, I would say, like, what I'm hearing from you is, it's like your clients already have the baseline of marketing down, and you're just tweaking, right?
Yeah, like if they come to me, they already
those high ticket clients, right?
They already know like what marketing is. They probably already bought a few courses. Like they have a basic general concept of what they desire and a general like outcome of like, you know, their long-term goal.
Yeah.
But they're ready to take action, but they're just lost in this field of like
so much to do.
They're like, I know I need videos, and I know I need to write posts, and I know I need to go live, and I know I need a sales funnel, and I know I need ads, and I know I need emails, but I don't know how to make any of this stuff work together. I don't know what I should be doing daily. So, and as somebody that has spent $30,000 on different courses, like I saw that was a huge gap in most of the things out there. Is they teach you a lot about these are the things you need, but they don't teach you a lot of how to get there or how to utilize those things.
Yeah.
And so since automation strategy was like is my thing, like that's what I enjoy more than anything. I'm like, go learn your mindset from Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or Gary Vee or whoever the fuck you want to learn mindset. Go learn how to build ads from Billie Jean. Go learn how to build funnels from Russell Brunson. But when you're ready to take those three things and put it together and build a brand that's sustainable, come to me and I'll teach you how to make those platforms love each other.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude.
But enough about Big Marv. We want to hear about Alan. God damn it. You keep flipping the script on me.
every time I get on, bro, I'm just like, dude, this guy, I'm just so enthralled by you. Dude, yeah, man. It's just like the same, like, so for me, where did I last stop off?
You went to LA.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then you did something else. I forgot where you left off at LA.
So I did the vlog going to
Oh yeah,
LA.
then the vlog going to LA.
Yeah. So the craziest story is I don't know if you guys believe in like synchronicity or kind of like things happen for a reason.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
call that kinetic energy, but
okay.
it's nice to know that other people call it different things. I've never heard it called that
Yeah.
before.
Okay. So that's interesting because I've like studied engineering and I was just like, huh, kinetic energy, like I'm trying to process that, but also speak my story. So essentially, like, dude, so if you guys see what I do now, it's like I'm here with one of my friends' place. He's building a home gym. So essentially, like, his dad had like back cancer. And so we kind of went to LA and kind of visited him, visited my sister, but he drove, like, we flew back. He drove back like that same week from LA to over here in Georgia. And so it was just like I mean, like, I'm not saying like, you know, sometimes bad, bad things or whatnot. It was just to me, it was like synchronicity. It was like all these things lined up where now he's back. We're making content from his garage and like vlogging fitness stuff. It's really interesting. It's actually really awesome because I get to see him build a home gym like as a business and me coming from like this marketing angle of stuff I've seen and like trying to help him build. So that's what I've been working on is just like working out his place, hanging out with my old friends again. And then in the upstairs, just like running the agency a little and just we have these ideas to like make just random podcasts about whatever the fuck. So
So
we
yeah,
haven't
that's
launched.
why I made the Daily Ding, was to prove the concept that you could create
Yeah,
a podcast around fucking anything, get viewers, watchers, listeners, people that love you.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
made literally a podcast where all I did was smoke weed and bullshit.
That's what's going on though. That's like that's the whole that's like a big podcast market is
Yeah.
just talking, man. But
So
that's it, man. So that's me, dude. It's the ANAF story. I'm focused on ballers and I just say stupid shit like, no, let's get duffels, man. Let's just get
what the fuck
duffels.
is that?
I don't even
Skidopus? Is that what you said?
duffels. So to me,
Like
I was
duffel
like
bags?
duffels, yeah, full of
Like I get
hundos.
the bag? Okay. Gucci.
Like, yeah, along those lines, but it doesn't even mean anything. I actually used that in a sales call one time. And I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I don't like sometimes when you don't care, it like kind of works. It's just the craziest thing.
You
Or
just
it's just
can't
like,
highlight that you just said it though. Like that's the key. You can't be like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but duffels. You just have to say duffels and like
no,
it's
it was
kind
long
kind
like,
of like Super Troopers with the meow thing, right? Like you just act like it didn't even happen.
oh
You
we're
know
just
what
like
I'm saying?
just keep talking. Just like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Meow. You know.
yeah, yeah. Snarf.
So just to give you guys a little backstory, when I asked Alan what his purpose was, he said to help fitness and health brands leverage marketing to help their business and serve their clients. So it sounds
Yeah.
like what he's doing is he's in that stage of building a personal brand that identifies him as an authority figure in the fitness and health industry, and he's using his friend as a case study. So
Yeah.
he's helping his friend
You're
build up
you're
his fit,
dialed in,
his
bro.
fitness company, and he's
Yeah.
recording everything he's doing with his friends. So when he goes to serve other health and fitness people, he already has a working case study demonstrating his process works.
Hell, bro, you're dialed in, dude. See, like this is why I think it's so cool that most people need to just connect with whoever they need to connect with, right? Or even like synchronicity is like because it's just to me every time I meet more people, it's like
We cut out again.
I'm cutting out. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now. You were like
Okay.
the thing about more and more people, and then it was like just froze with you doing this. And
I'm just gonna
then
do
we
the rest
didn't
of
hear
it like
anything after that.
this. No, that was on purpose, bro.
Oh,
I just
okay. It was just more and more. Oh, I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back. I'm back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was frozen there.
Yeah. You guys got that? Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's along those lines. It's like, I guess I'll speak from like an entrepreneurial space because I'm in that space, and you're, in my opinion, like past that, right? It's you get to the point where it's like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life, or like, what do you want to be serving? Who do you want to be serving? And to me, like one of the reasons I quit along the same lines as like my old consulting company, um, we had a time when we could have solved one of like this bank's issues, and we said like, let's just do it now. My project manager was just like, no, that's actually not in this scope, that's for the next project. So we literally just gonna wait and sit until the next phase, then you guys solve it or someone solves it. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So to me, I was like, I want to do like a business that kind of just like works and solves, and then also along the lines of like, okay, so what's the important things that I care about. And yeah, my fitness journey, the reason I got into fitness actually was because I used to have high blood pressure. So at 21, I was on higher blood meds than my mom, and it kind of sucked, to be honest with you. It felt like they're doing all sorts of different medicines on me, and
Jeez.
yeah. And then I just like, I don't know if I discovered it or not, but I discovered like integrative, holistic approaches. I had no idea, and so I think that's kind of why I'm in social media now. I might have like a positive bias to it, but I basically, or a lot of my life has been influenced by online people, and so I just tried it. I eventually was able to get off the meds, and so now I'm in this whole reflective phase and being like, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, well, I remember that was a good thing from my story of what happened to me, so kind of just leverage that, and here I am.
Well, you
And also,
create your own story, bro. It's like so. Everything does happen for a reason. I believe in kinetic
yeah,
energy. I believe we're all just different humans on this journey we call life,
yeah,
right? And based on the actions that you take through this life, you reincarnate into another energy form based on the energy output you put in your previous life.
okay,
And so what I like what you're saying is, and what I want to point out to everybody watching is he's creating his story. He's crafting his own life based on his passion because he's really into health and fitness. That's where he really wants to help people. So now he's, like you heard him, they're building a gym out of a garage and shooting content and just figuring it out, right?
yeah,
Because they're chasing their passion, and as long as they're consistent and they continue to do that, he's gonna blow his buddy up, and then he's gonna copy that process, and he's gonna find other people in the health and fitness niche and blow them up utilizing the same process. And in the end, he's crafted the life of his dreams, and he's crafted his own story, right? Because there's a million different ways that you can go about it, but he's chasing the passion, not the money, right? So in the end, when he's getting his two-figure or his two comma club award on the FHL stage, right? And a part of his backstory is going to be how he built a home gym. It all started when he built a home gym in his buddy's garage, right? So like for me, when I launched my "Put Your Dick on the Table" campaign, I
yeah,
I launched it at the same time I did a cross country road trip to Georgia, right?
yeah,
So it was I had two options. I could have flown to Georgia, rented a truck, and drove the trailer back to Seattle.
yeah,
Or I could have drove across the country with my buddy, picked up this trailer, and drove it all the way back. I
yeah,
decided to write my own story. I ordered a box of dicks and took them across country, and I
yeah.
established a "Put Your Dick on the Table" as a metaphor to just go out there, do what you want,
Do it.
chase it,
Yeah,
make life happen.
yeah, hell yeah,
And I sold all these dicks because people just wanted to be on my journey, and now it's part of my story. So when
yeah,
people say, "How did you come up with putting your dick on the table?" Now I have this entire story that I crafted myself because I had
yeah,
the option to go one or the other. So when you're
yeah,
thinking about how do I write my origin story, how do I come up with my why, how do I make it interesting, just
yeah,
fucking live your life chasing things that you want to do, and you will
Yeah.
write your own story because
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. And I would add to that is just you do something that's scary, you always have that reference point in the past to be like, oh well, I did that one scary thing, so I can do it again. You know?
No, I don't know because you cut out and you just came back.
Oh no. Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why it keeps happening.
Oh, is it the mic? Is it the mic or is it the internet?
It's the internet so unstable.
Uh okay. No
Because
worries. No.
you were just about to go into the story, and boom, it was another Superman moment.
No, it's good. So basically, I would say that one of the looking back on my life now, one of the biggest things that I think has been helpful, and also like from me pinging other people, is the story. Like again, the stories I have in my head is I try to remember the times when I did bold things, right? And so I always ping like if I make another decision, it was like, oh well, one time I didn't get an interview, right? So there was this guy who came in. When I was in college, I had no idea what the fuck I wanted to do. I was basically living this lifestyle where my parents told me to be pre med, and so like even since then, I was still like health fitness, but I was gonna be a doctor. But I wasn't like passionate about it. I didn't feel this thing. And the last semester of college, this dude walks in and he's just like, you know what you guys could do? you you guys could be salesmen for doctors and sell equipment and you'd be like motherfucking James Bond. And I was just like, what? Like James Bond and doctors? Like, is this the thing I'm supposed to do? And it was literally the last semester of college. And I just remember being like fucking woken up. I was like, damn, I need to like apply for this job. This sounds fucking dope. And then I remember I fucking applied for it and I didn't get an interview, but I was like, dude, I really fucking need, like, I don't know, it was like that fucking calling. And so I just found out from people who got the interview where he was doing the interview spots. And then like the day, like I think one of the days I just like hopped in and I was like, yo, man, can I like talk to that guy for like 5 minutes? And to me, that was bold. I was just like, damn, I mean, like I'm about to just like bust in and hijack an interview. And then I went in. I was really nervous. I was fumbling. I was like, dude, I need this job. Or like, I'm not saying like I need this job, but it's like I think this is what I'm supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then basically, he told I didn't get the job, but basically, what he told me was like, Alan, I've never had anyone in my entire career do that, and that was really bold. But we still have this like these things we look out for and stuff like that, and so can't give you an offer. And in my mind, I was like, okay, at least I tried. And even now moving forward to where I am now, it's like I always go back and think about that time and other times I've been bold or along those lines. So I guess my 2 cents, I want to wrap up that story, is like always try to do things that push your comfort zone so that at least you had that experience and can and be like, I mean, for the most part, it's like not that bad, right? I'm not, or hopefully people pick up that I'm not, I like think about that story and have a bad reference point. I'm like, oh, that was cool. It was like, whatever,
Oh yeah,
Right?
it's kind of like me, my very first Microsoft interview, right? So my story of coming up to the Pacific Northwest is um, I was working tier 3 tech support for Verizon down
Okay.
in Dallas,
Yeah.
and they had just moved me to the beta test support for FiOS, which is their fiber optic service. This is like when fiber just became a
Was
thing.
the thing. Yeah.
And my mom moved up here to Washington, and so I came up here for vacation. And I went hiking, I went snowboarding. Like I basically got introduced to nature because Texas is just hot and flat,
I
So
drove by. It was
I,
crazy. Oh,
I
oh,
and and then I found out that Microsoft was like based out of Seattle,
yeah.
right? So I was like, fuck this. I'm quitting Verizon. I'm moving to Washington and I'm going to get a job at Microsoft.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm the shit. I already know I can do it. If
Yeah.
they're going to hire me, I'm going to make this happen.
Definitely.
Like, that's literally what I did.
Yeah.
I went home and I actually just got back into my rotation, right?
Yeah.
It was like the third or fourth day after I got back. I was in the middle of a tech support call,
Hmm.
and it was one of those asshole customers that were just fucking dumber than a box of rocks. I don't know if you've ever called tech support or if you've ever done tech support, but if you do tech support, you always have those customers where you tell them like 15 times to do something and they're just like not listening to you. Like you're just like you're impossible to help. I don't know a better or easier way to explain this, right? So I
Yeah.
was just having one of those days, and
Yeah.
I used to be a very angry person too, by the way. So I was just like, fuck this. I threw my
Okay.
headset off, walked out. I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I went home, bought my plane ticket, packed my shit, sold my car, and moved to Washington, like all in that couple days.
Damn, bro.
And I came up here, and within 2 weeks, I got a job interview at Microsoft. So at the time, I'm not as heavily tattooed, but I have like 20 piercings in my face,
Okay.
and like I just don't give a fuck about anything. Like I'm just wearing dicky shorts. Like I just have a bad attitude. Like I'm
Yeah.
better than everybody. Chip on my shoulder, right?
Okay.
Because I really was like a technical badass, but I was really arrogant about it. And so
Yeah.
that's how I was when I walked into my interview at Microsoft. And And the dude, he's sitting there, he's all in his fucking three-piece
I-
suit, and I'm
Yeah.
sitting there with all this metal in my face with a t-shirt and shorts, like, I'm a badass, hire me, what the fuck are we still doing here kind of attitude.
Okay.
And he's like, he complimented me on my resume, he complimented my skill set. He's like, I already know that you'd be able to do a fantastic job at this, but I'm not going to hire you because of your attitude. And then
Okay.
that's when he explained to me, he's like, I know you guys get out there on the floor, you can wear what you want, you can dress how you want, you can even talk how you want, but you don't dress for the job that you're getting, you dress for the job that you want. You come dressed for what you want out of life, not what you're getting in life right now. And for that, I'm not going to give you this job. Right? Like, he basically humbled me, like, let me know, like, yeah, you're a bad motherfucker, but maybe you need to swallow that pride a little bit and come show me some
Yeah.
respect because I'm a badder motherfucker than you
Yeah.
are. Right? So I took my slice of humble pie and actually had to start back over at tech support. So I couldn't, it was impossible to find a job that was
Uh-huh.
tech related that paid halfway decent. So I
Yeah.
finally got this tier one support. Like, imagine I'm going from the
Yeah. What were you?
highest level of support to
Yeah.
tier one.
Okay.
And so
Damn.
I'm just like, within 6 months, I'm already like a tech lead on this team. But
Yeah.
like over the course of working for this internet company, it was like over 2 or 3 years. Like it really humbled myself, right? Because I basically had to start back over. Because
Yeah.
I got to the upper echelon in Dallas and came to
Yeah.
Washington like my shit didn't stink and had to start over.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of funny, right? Because one of the guys that came into the internet support company where I was working at in Seattle, he he needed a lot of hands-on support, so to say. So I
Yeah.
really like took him under my wing and helped him learn the ropes, help him learn everything, and they still ended up laying him off. Well, then
Damn.
he got a job at Microsoft. Like that was his next job was
Oh.
server support at Microsoft.
Okay.
So then when their team started hiring, he remembered me taking him under his wing and
Yeah.
internally referred me to work at Microsoft.
So it's
But
like that.
this time when
It's
I
like,
went to the interview, I put on a suit, I took the metal out
yeah.
my face, I fucking was humbled. I went in there, shook the guy's hand, and I got the job.
So it's like I'm thinking like it's that kinetic energy thing you're saying. You know,
Yeah, like
that's
so
so crazy,
I went
right?
I went to an intensive in April, and one of the speakers, his name's
Like this
Kiala.
this couple months ago, last month.
Yeah, like a couple months ago in
Okay.
Vegas. So it was late March. It was probably late March, not April. But
Yeah.
anyways, it wasn't that long ago. in Vegas. His name's Kiala, and part of his intensive is mindset training
Okay. Yeah.
because to succeed as an entrepreneur, you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right internal motivation and drive to succeed. And in
Yeah.
order to find that, you have to know your why. You have to know your purpose. You have to
Yeah.
have a better reason to wake up and grind every day than money. Because if you're chasing money, you're going to burn out quickly, right? So you got
Yeah.
to find
Yeah.
that internal drive for whatever else drives you. So he
Yeah.
was telling me that everything you want in life, you already have in one form or another. It just might not be in the form that you want it, but until you appreciate it in the form that you currently have it, you'll never get it. And it wasn't until he said that, then it finally clicked. And after all these years, because I just had this like breakthrough a couple months ago,
You just had this epiphany.
I had
Like,
this epiphany of like,
yeah.
I always had Microsoft because like even as a kid, so I built my first computer when I was 10 years old. And my
Okay.
mom would tell me all through high school, college, everything, you're going to work at Microsoft one day. You're going to be a big tech guy. You're going to make millions of dollars in computers.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
my mom told me that my entire life. And then I came up here for vacation and quit my job and was like, fuck this. I'm going to go work for Microsoft. But then
Yeah.
I got the interview and I didn't appreciate what I had. So I had to
Yeah.
start over and relearn it. And then Microsoft came back to me because I took that guy under my wing and the universe presented me the opportunity again.
Yeah.
So
That's deep.
I
That's
always
good.
had it, but I
Yeah.
just didn't appreciate it. So the universe took it away from me until I deserved to have it again.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly like one of the biggest things that I've come across in like one space or another. Because especially I told you with like the Robbins thing. So I've been getting into like that field is what like the energetics and the gratitude and appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what I've been thinking about is like, you know, in terms of like, because I like, in terms of like corporate, like what did I have at corporate or what did I have in that relationship? And like, it was pretty good. So it's like, even moving forward, it's like appreciation and gratitude for what it was. And then, when the time's ready, it's just keep grinding and something will happen. And I think it's having that idea that whatever you have, like currently, is enough, right? Or you already have it, right? Like what you desire is you have it. So I think you hit the nail on the head, man. That's like I was supposed to hear that message. Besides everyone else that listens to this, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we do it for us all to grow. So,
Yeah, that's good, man.
so, and I think like what you're doing now, you're like really making the right moves, right? Because nothing you do will ever be perfect. So what's more important about what you're doing is that you're taking imperfect action, right?
Yeah,
Because if you wait for the perfect opportunity or everything to be perfect or everything to be perfectly aligned, you're gonna
yeah.
sleep
It's
on
not gonna
opportunities.
happen. Yeah,
So what you're doing is you're taking imperfect action, like building a home gym. You could have waited until you guys pulled together 10 grand and rented a building and got
oh,
commercial
yeah,
equipment. Like you could have waited,
yeah,
but you're taking imperfect action to build that content and build something, utilizing
yeah.
what you have,
And now it's
still
honestly
chasing your
like,
passion, and you're gonna be able to put in that work, see the results of your work, continue to grow and scale from there with something that you're passionate about, and it's because you're actively taking those steps, right? Like I believe in manifestation and everything happened for a reason, but you
yeah,
can't just manifest $1 million, right? You have to take those actions to get you to $1 million, so you can
yeah,
manifest it, right, by chasing your passion and only doing the things that you love. But it's going to take hard work to get
yeah,
there, but the universe will give it to you as
yeah,
long as you put in that work and you're humble and you appreciate all the steps that you take to
yeah.
get there.
I mean, okay, so one of the things that's like to kind of go back to the LA story and like that appreciation. It's like, okay, so when we drove to LA, we actually stopped at this thing called like Carlsbad Caverns. In the caverns, my brother met this random dude who was a hitchhiker, His name's Rilo. And so he's been in some of my vlogs. I still have to post some of that content. But basically, he had this like just again like the universe connect energy where he was just like, I need to do a penitence walk. So he was gonna walk from Texas all the way to San Diego. And we picked him up at Carlsbad Cavern, which I believe is like in Arizona. All right, it's a I don't know where it is, but it's far from Texas. And so along those lines of like synchronicity, it's meant to be. It's like we hitchhiked him. We took him somewhere in like Arizona, and then we dropped him off, and then we went to like this Western show or something like that, and then we drove back through the town we dropped him off to get gas, like the next day, and he was there, and then we were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then we were just like, "You know what? We're just gonna take you to San Diego," because that's where he was trying to get. That was his destination, right? So it was like I just think about that. I was like, that's so random, but it's like, but we did it, right? We just like picked up a hitchhiker and took him there, right? And then we brought him over, and then now we keep in touch. Like, I'm kind of like, I've been thinking because I hopped on a Zoom call with him like last week, and I was thinking, I was like, he came from this position, and he told me like his whole story with like working in the oil fields, and then like how none of the business is really like it's just like manual labor.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of like he did that whole thing and walked and was technically homeless. And I think now back, like I think where he is in Texas again. I'm not sure if he's homeless or not, but I was thinking, I was like, man, I'm trying to coach him up. It's like this whole like, how do we get the whole system up? You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been thinking about lately. It's like, man, people in lesser positions, like, man, it must be like really tough. So it's like I feel this need to do based on like the position I'm in. I don't know why I wanted to share that, but if you wanted to add 2 cents to that, or if you ever thought about that.
Well, for me, right, like I love helping people out, but
Yeah.
I've also realized that I can't help anyone. Because when I first got started in this journey, it was like I had proven processes that I knew that worked, but it required a lot of work on that individual's part to make it work right. Because I can give
Yeah.
you a content strategy, right? But I can't shoot your videos
Yeah.
for you. I can't write your posts for you. I can't
Yeah.
go on your public figure page and say, "What's up, guys? It's Alan. Glad you guys
Hey,
tuning in again." You know what I'm saying?
I look
And
kind of
so,
different now.
right? And so
Yeah.
I had people that were feeling miserably and saying like, "It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me." Blah blah blah. And it's just like, and I'm like, so how many emails did you write today? How many posts did you do? How many? And they're like, none, none, none. I got stuck. I couldn't, and it's just like,
Yeah.
so it does work. It just doesn't work for you. I even had
Well, you
my
haven't done
my
well. I think
my
you're good.
very first course that I
Yeah.
put online, right? I had back end stuff in there where I could tell if you logged in, the last time you logged in, how many times you've logged in, you're currently logged in, what videos you've watched, how long you've watched them, how many times you've rewatched them, if you rewound them, fast forwarded them, paused them, everything. So
Yeah.
I've had people where they'll buy my course, then they'll email me a couple weeks later asking for a refund saying that the course didn't work.
Yeah.
And I'll check and they didn't even log in, they didn't even watch past the first video, things like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, so it's just you not working, not that the system doesn't work, it's that
Yeah.
you don't work, right? So as somebody that's in a position to help people, right? I have like my free content that if somebody really took the time to consume, they could
Yeah.
be successful. They're just gonna have to
Yeah.
work a little harder, but they would be successful. And I have
Yeah.
my paid packages because when people pay, they pay attention, and that's when I really work and help somebody one on one, and that's when they rapidly see results, rapidly make a difference.
Yeah.
Because I was already there, and I did that, and I was figuring out that I was using so much of my time trying to push someone to make something of themselves or do something with themselves,
Yeah.
not realizing that that inner drive and that motivation, like it has to come from within, and
Yeah.
not just everybody's going to have that, So
Yeah.
you need some kind of barrier to weed out your workers from your non-workers because There's so many people that say the system's broken and it doesn't
Yeah.
work, but really it's them not putting in the work and they can't admit that.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I kind of struggle with like, currently now is like this idea of like, now that I've learned marketing, I'm not gonna say I learned marketing. I've studied it. I'm learning it. It's like that. It's that catch-22 of like selling, but then you realize that to sell, most of the stuff is like not doing work, but you can't sell doing work to the most people, right? It's like the weirdest, at least for me. That's what I'm currently going through. It's like even in health and fitness, right? Like like technically from what I've read, that's like, you know, that's what's working. Shortcuts, XYZ. But we all know that it's not,
Yeah,
right?
as somebody that's been fat his entire life,
Yeah.
right? Like my heaviest was just over 340 pounds. It
Okay.
got to the point where I would drink a pint of chocolate milk and pass out into a diabetic coma.
What the fuck, man?
And like, so I went to my doctor, got tested, and he's like, "Yeah, you're pre-diabetic."
Okay.
Like, and I've tried so many different diets and fads and workouts and 6 week
Yeah.
programs and 8 week challenges and 90 day and fucking 21 day and blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
And there's no fad or diet out there that is going to just work for you. One, we all have different bodies, so we're all going to react to food and diets and exercise differently.
Yeah.
Two, it's a complete lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Like you have to completely change your lifestyle. Like it wasn't until I completely changed my lifestyle to eating differently,
Yeah.
incorporating workouts,
Yeah.
like being active, changing my
Yeah.
hobbies, that I
But see,
was
that's hard to sell.
able to lose the weight and keep it off.
Yeah. Honestly, the way I think like most people like would, should, could sell that if people are trying to get into this space is like the personal story or someone else's story, like what you just shared. So my
Yeah,
buddy that's building this home gym out, he says his thing that he told me that sticks in my mind. He told me this like 2 years ago. There's the two reasons that people move. There's two P's: pain and passion. So like for me, getting diagnosed with the hypertension and then feeling it, and I was just like, God, this fucking sucks. I was like, I gotta do something about this. And I wasn't even like overweight. I just got hypertension, and it turned out probably because of the diet and like stress and meditation. And I needed like meditation and stuff, right? And
yeah.
then I get kind of spawned my passion, or yeah, but yeah, it's
And
interesting.
but you're 100% sure there. Like it's the story that does the selling. Like we're in the day and age, like we're in the information age. Like
Yeah,
we're literally anything you want to know can be found online. Even 80% of what I teach and what people pay me thousands of dollars to do, you
yeah,
could Google and figure out how to do it on your by yourself.
yeah,
But it's the story, it's the person that sells. Nobody gives a fuck about the product or service. They care about who's attached to said product or service.
yeah,
Your story and your pain points align with their story and their pain points.
yeah,
You're a step above them. So
mhm,
they're looking at you like, hey, you're exactly where I want to be. Our stories align. You have some of the same pain points I'm having right now. What did you
yeah,
do to get up here to overcome the pain points I'm experiencing down here? So you
yeah,
hook people into your story. So you don't even have to sell them anything. They do it because they want your results. They want to duplicate whatever it is that you're doing, and they want to use whatever tools you use to get there.
yeah. That's what it
And
is.
that's why in the like every health and fitness funnel I've worked on, all 100% personal brands,
Yeah,
and they're all pitching very similar things, but
I
they're
think everything
all
has to
they're
do with
all
personal.
powered by that personal story of
Yeah,
they were trying different diets or they're trying different workout things or they've been here and they did that, they paid a trainer, they didn't pay a trainer, they got sick or they didn't get sick. Everybody has their own story of why they created this fitness program or this workout program or this diet program and why it worked for them. And so people
Yeah.
buy into it thinking like, I'm going to be able to shortcut my own success by following that same process
Yeah.
because I want to avoid that pain. I want to avoid that failure. So if
Yeah.
I can follow somebody that's already succeeding, doing exactly
Oh,
what
you're
I'm
cutting
doing,
out, bro. You're cutting out.
am I back? Uh, am I back? Am I back?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I was just holding that for a
Okay, I
while.
was like, dude, I see his eyes blinking, but
I
um,
get you with that.
but yeah, it's all 100% around their backstory, basically.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you want to avoid the pain, you want to avoid those failures, and you're passionate about the same shit. So maybe if you follow this person's formula, you can avoid those things.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I mean, to
If
me,
you guys are struggling with understanding marketing, why this shit works, that there it is
yeah, that's it. It is. Yeah. Just,
in a nutshell.
yeah, pretty much. Like, no need for any of these books I have back here. That's pretty much it. Like,
Yeah,
to 100% honest. But I was going to say, I guess for people listening, it's like, one of the biggest things is like, how do you get that passion? You just really have to think about it. Like, most people don't spend time thinking, like, what did
go
they like?
meditate.
Yeah. Or
What
meditate.
what? So what question I answered that got me on the right path was, what could you wake up and do every day for the rest of your life for free?
Could that involve like playing basketball? Because to
Yeah,
me, I would
well, it
play
doesn't
basketball.
fucking matter. I don't care what it is. What could you do every single solitary day and you would never get tired of it? You just love it that much.
Yeah, like for
Me,
me,
me, me, for example, I would be still looking at new web building platforms. I'd still be building websites and managing servers, and because I fucking love that shit. I
have you
love
heard of Webflow?
automation.
Have you heard of Webflow? That's like a
Yeah,
new thing people getting into.
I
Yeah,
haven't used it, but I've heard of it.
yeah. So I mean, at this point, of like with the tech stuff, I like for most consumer tech stuff, I find them all the same, like some kind of drag and drop. Webflow is
Yeah,
kind of more advanced, but for the most part, it's almost like if you use Adobe, they kind of put some of that stuff there. It's like it's more technical than drag
yeah,
and drop.
because all these platforms are trying to execute the exact same strategy, and they're seeing what's working for other industry leaders and duplicating what's working.
That's
So
what
that's
everyone
why
does.
you see so
That's
many softwares that are very similar with just small little, differences in the back end, right?
yeah,
Because they're replicating front end processes that are working for competitors, but
yeah,
because you don't necessarily get all the back end stuff, you still have to come up with your own shit for the back end.
yeah. That's just business in general. Everything like I guess something I think about when talking to people about who are afraid to share their strategies or afraid to like share is like, well, as soon as you go to market, some person, so your competitor is gonna reverse engineer you for the most part.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I understand it because the people that do that, because there's two different mindsets you can have. You can
Yeah,
either have a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset.
yeah,
So people that are scared to share their secrets, like they fucking just found something phenomenal that nobody else has figured out,
yeah,
which 99% of the time in this industry, you're
yeah,
not doing anything new,
yeah,
right? You might have like a different process that you use. You might use a different tool, but the strategy in the end is the same.
yeah,
Right. And so they're like, I'm scared to share. Like, people even go to the point of running client campaigns under their own ad account, under their own pixels. So if a client were to sever the contract, the client has no access to the ad account, no access to, the pixel or any of the advertising data,
yeah,
right? Because they're like, That's my intellectual property. I wrote that copy. I built those ads. I built their following. Blah blah blah. That's a scarcity mindset. You're operating, thinking like if you lose this client, if you lose this data, then you're not going to be able to get it back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you operate in the abundance mindset,
Yeah.
you're like, go ahead, my little birdie, be free, take my shit. I hope you're successful. Please tell
Yeah.
people about me if you do succeed.
Yeah.
Because
That's
if you
what it needs
operate
to
in an
be, man.
abundance mindset, you're like, it'll come back around. And that's basically how I operate, right? That's why
Yeah.
I produce so much free content. That's why I give you a behind the scenes look at everything I do because I want you to copy me. I want you to be like, yo, Big Marv made this video on his Facebook page. It took an hour and a half because the motherfucker went through everything, but I duplicated it, and holy shit, I'm making a lot of money now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. I'm hella happy you did that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's like my saying now. Stole that from one of my clients. Yeah, 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 yeah.
What kind of client was that?
He's a basketball. So it's like ideally if I was having things my way, just all basketball. But I like doing fitness gyms and yeah,
There,
man.
there was a
Everything's a
dude
personal brand
who
now, dude.
got. There was a dude who became a millionaire teaching people how to do a jump shot on YouTube.
Really? Do you know who that guy was?
Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, he just um, he he had this thing where he was like, I want to like get better at a jump shot, right? So he like became this like he just started recording how to get better at doing a jump shot, and he started putting his videos on YouTube, and then he turned it into a course, and now people pay him a lot of money to teach them how to do jump shots.
Dang. Could be like lethal shooter.
Dude, I can't remember. There was some big marketer that told the story too. It's like Russell Brunson or Ryan Moran or somebody like that told the story on their
Guy.
podcast.
Yeah. Dang. That'd be good. And then I would break that down to my ballers group. So like my tribe thing is like digital marketing ballers because I've been niching down, like ideally niching down to just basketball trainers because like at the end of the day it's kind of along the lines of what you said, or like I'm coming at this point where it's like I just want to help the people I like helping. Like the processes are all the same. Fitness, like yeah, I mean you were in Billy Jane's thing, so it's like it's all kind of the same. So it's like just who do I want to serve now?
It's this,
Basketball.
yeah, it's this dude, Coach Rock, on YouTube. He's got 1.6 million subscribers. I
Oh,
love
that's how it's
basketball
done?
TV.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's okay. I literally just did a funnel hack of that whole system. I've actually one of my clients was asking me like, how much do you think Coach Rock makes? I'm texting him now. It should be like he made $1 million. He probably makes more.
He makes more than a million now, because it was like a year or two ago that I heard that story, and he was already a millionaire like then. And some of these videos are from like 4 years ago, and they have millions of views. And
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of the stuff that when
four
I was
years
big,
ago, that's when Google was really paying the big bucks.
yeah, when I was breaking down his thing, because I do a little bit of like SEO. I was like, dude, I love basketball TV. If you like look at the trends, was already or I love basketball was already getting a lot of Google searches. So I hypothesized that he made his brand around because he knew SEO or he knew how to search Google searches. I mean, I'd have to ask him, but that was my hypothesis. Because I was trying to reverse engineer. It's like, what? Why does he get traffic? Right? Because I
Yeah,
love basketball is
and,
literally just a saying, right? Or you just search it.
and you could do the same thing, right? Like if you wanted to build a personal brand around nothing but basketball, what do you love the most about basketball? Is
I
it
just, I
playing the
just,
game? Is it
just
watching the
love
game?
basketball.
Interacting with the players? Like, what do you love the most?
I mean, one of the things I heard that I kind of like about it is that besides just that you get better, it's like probably the only team sport where you could just go out and shoot like solo and just get better by yourself. Like football, you need something to catch. Soccer, I guess you could do drills, but like, well, I guess
For
soccer is
basketball, you could literally solo just
just
enjoy
like just
yourself.
go and keep shooting and just go. It's almost like meditative to me.
So you could do this one or two ways. You could one create your own show where you just go to a gym with a tripod and you shoot basketball and you basically just talk and entertain the camera while you're running drills.
Yeah.
Right? People will watch that shit. People will tune in to watch your vlog of you just talking while you're shooting back. You could be talking about your journey, you could be talking about your friend's home gym, you could be talking about anything. Right?
Yeah.
You're just shooting drills, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Right? You just call it shooting the shit with Alan. And you're literally just shooting baskets, talking shit.
Literally shooting. Bro. Genius.
And then or you
That's
can
good. That's so good. I'm taking notes right now.
go ahead. I'm recording this so you'll get a copy. Uh,
Good. I'm taking notes right now.
or you could even spin it and you get somebody involved, right? Or you started out doing it by yourself and then you start getting other people to come play basketball with you and you say, we got guest stars on the show today. And
Yeah.
then as you grow, you'll get actual people that play basketball. Maybe you start with guys that are on college teams or something, see if they'll come get featured on the show.
Yeah.
Or you could do a whole podcast interview series where you're just interviewing people in the basketball. And it could be
Yeah.
trainers, coaches, anything. And you could just be like, why do you love the sport? What draws you to the sport? What keeps you motivated? Like if it's a coach, you can say what makes you come back and coach this team every
Yeah.
day. Because I know you have down times and up times, and what makes you get past those down times to continue to be the best coach you can be every day,
Yeah.
right? Like
It,
there's so many different things that you could do with basketball.
there's a lot. You just, yeah.
You
And
just
it's
gotta hone in what you love about basketball and do that.
hone in on what you love. Yes. Okay. So that was actually something I was talking to today with someone. I was going to text him. Was I guess not just for basketball, but in general, right? He was saying, "Hey, do you think there's room for me?" I was telling him, like, dude, like Coach Rock, like people making courses on shooting or basketball drills. He's a coach out in his name's Tim, coach out in San Antonio. I was like, dude, it goes back to like that scarcity mindset, abundance mindset. It's like, dude, what do you mean? Like, is there room? Like,
Yeah,
you're the
there's always room.
you're the first
But
person to.
just statistically speaking, right? Just statistically speaking, let's just talk numbers.
Yeah,
There's over 7 billion people on this planet.
yeah,
Over 1 billion of those are on the Facebook platform.
yeah,
You only need 1,000 motherfuckers to know, like, and trust you to live the life of your dreams.
yeah,
So, just statistically speaking, right, there's only a percentage of people that are going to actually have the grit and dedication to make it as an entrepreneur, right? So,
yeah,
if you overcome that barrier of putting in your work and building your passion, right? You can become an authority figure in your space. Once you become that authority figure, you only need 1,000 people to know, like, and trust you, where every time you release something, they want it.
yeah,
And you can literally be a brand where you got 1 million followers. You don't even have your own products, but you're saying, hey, I work with XYZ over here. They're the shit, blah, blah, blah. Billie Jean just did that for Tony, Dean, and Russell.
Oh yeah, that's like
He
affiliate
used
sales.
his
Yeah,
audience to make a
yeah,
commission on people buying their KBB shit.
yeah. There's just a lot to me.
There's so
It's
much
like
you can do. There's people
it's
will
just
say there's a
not
Red
aware.
Sea. It's a Red Sea. It's a fuck you and your Red Sea, motherfucker. How about you just go out there, take some action, follow what you love. Fuck the money. The money will follow you.
Okay, so on that note, because I've read that book and it ties into one of my first clients. So one of my first clients actually just recently got a brain tumor removed. So it's Jordan Lawley, J Law B Ball. Shout out, prayer to J Law. But I remember when I was first getting in this space, one of the reasons, so this goes back to like the courage thing. So one of the reasons I got into this was I just happened to go on Instagram and my cousin followed him and he just happened to be in Atlanta that weekend. I was like, dude, I love basketball. I was working corporate at this time. I was like, dude, I like basketball. Like this guy's here in Atlanta. That's so crazy. Like, let me just go DM him and see what's up. And then when I got there, I remember being super nervous because I was just like, dude, like all these guys are like middle schoolers. And I literally remember I was like, well, I came out this way, but like I don't have to show up. I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn around. It's not me. And then I just was like, you know what? No, I'm like here. Like I just gotta do it. Let me go inside. Let me just do this. And then I remember he went down the line and Jordan was like, hey, how old are you? 15. What grade are you in? 8, stuff like that. Like I'm 12. And then 6th grade, 8, blah blah blah, all the way. And then he got to me. He's like, hey, how old are you? I was like, I'm 23. He's like, what grade are you in? I was like, I'm done. I don't know. He's like, well, what do you do? It's like, I work corporate. He's just like, what the fuck? And I was just like, yeah, man, I just want to get good at basketball. And so like that was literally how that business or that client started. Um, but the point I wanted to get was in that, because that's when I was getting. Oh no, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
All right,
here.
you back. All right, you back. You were frozen for a bit. So to me, that was when I was just getting in my head of like, hey, maybe I should do my own thing. And I started reading books and stuff, and like looking at online content. I remember specifically, I was referred that book, Blue Ocean Strategy, which I assume that's what may have been what you were referring to. And I remember there was this thing where he was talking about in basketball. He said, hey, look, you have so much fucking room on the basketball court. Like, even though I tell you to do a layup, if the defender is there to block your layup, like, why are you going to go through what you said to do? Like, just see what happens and, like, just shoot. And he did this fucking example where he's, like, really good at basketball. He's just like, just do this thing, shoot. And it's, like, wet, cash. It's, like, the ocean. And I just remember thinking, I was like, man, that's, like, blue ocean strategy. Like, there's just so much room on the basketball court to do whatever the fuck you want, and
Yeah.
like you just make it work, right?
It's because of fear, right? Fear is such a strong emotion that
Yeah,
people get scared. Like, people are gonna think this of me, or this of me, or this of. Every single time I turn on a Facebook ad, I get a hater. Every single time, including the one I'm running right now, I have a
yeah,
comment on there that says, "Take get your fat ass up and go do some real work, you lazy son of a bitch."
haters, dude.
And like literally, this they just calling me a fat lazy son of a bitch because I got a Facebook video,
Yeah,
right? And I'm like, you have no idea. But people that follow me and actually love me and care about me and support my
yeah,
venture, no, right? So fuck that. I don't care about the hater. I'm still gonna release my content, do my videos, chase doing what I'm doing, and I don't give a fuck, right? But
yeah,
there's so many people that give a fuck. Like it's like you got until you learn how to not give a fuck about what other people think, just do you, follow your passion, and just trust that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing,
yeah,
the tribe will come to you, right? Because when you
yeah,
first release something, people might get down, they're like, I only got 3 views on that, or nobody commented on my post. Like, am I posting the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? No,
yeah,
you're really doing that for you because you need to get into habit forming of consistently practice. Because consistency is key,
yeah,
right? So be
yeah,
persistent and you'll get there. Be consistent and you'll stay there,
yeah,
right? So you're persistent up to the point of like until you finally have your idea, your epiphany, your why. This is what I mean. You're persistent up to that point. But once you discover that out, now it's important to stay consistent so you can stay growing and progressing as a person.
mm-hmm.
And once you get there and you're being consistent, you just don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the people that are following you. Don't worry about what people are or aren't thinking of you. Just keep doing that for you. Just keep releasing content. Just stay passionate. Stay consistent, and
Yeah,
you'll watch it grow. Like I just can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
Just gotta
Oh yeah.
stop giving a fuck. Like, I've had so many people tell me I'm gonna fail because this is how I dress on every video I do.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's like kind of why I grew my man bun out. It's like this, like I find these common traits between people I connect with. It's this idea of like eventually just like I don't give a like you gotta it's almost like prove to yourself that it doesn't matter, right? That what you think matters doesn't matter. So like even when I was in corporate, I was like, let me just do these fucking weird hairdos and shit like that. And then you just own this thing that's like, oh, like what I thought mattered didn't matter, and I could still like I'm still alive. And then you get a deeper level where you're like at least now my thought process is like, man, it's like even like even working or money is like that doesn't matter either. It's like just what's gonna be my purpose, my passion, and stuff like that. Like what am I gonna leave as legacy, or like even in this, I almost in this level, it's like this brief moment where I have consciousness in this universe or this time. It's
Hmm.
like it's an opportunity. It's like one that's so crazy that that's possible, right? To just really thinking about the world, like what consciousness is, kind of. And then two,
Yeah.
it's like, and well, I could just do something. I think it's having a balance between not caring and caring. It's like the weirdest catch 22 of life, in my opinion. It's like you got to prove that it doesn't matter, and then but still do stuff that matters to you, or something along those lines. Got to get better at that scripting,
Yeah.
but
You do it like because it matters to you and you're passionate about it, but you're doing it in the sense that you don't care about whether like you're not doing things to purposely piss people off, for example, right? Like you're not picking things that are purposely gonna pull on people's strings or chords. You're just gonna be
yeah,
yourself. You're just gonna be naturally just be you, what you're passionate about, and
yeah,
just accept what comes along with it. Accept that we're all different humans on different journeys, and accept that not all those humans are going to align with you in your journey. And you might get
yeah.
some backlash for people, but that's okay because we're all different.
It's something I want to add to that is so I just had this kind of like thought or epiphany, and I'm just spitting. But basically, so there's two things that made me think about kind of life in general. And so one is there's this book, it's a scientific advertising, and it was written in 1912. And so now I don't know if you've read it. Have you read it or not?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm trying to learn like copywriting more and stuff like that. But basically, what I read when I read it, it was along the lines of like, man, this is basically everything if I've learned in marketing summed up by this guy who wrote this book in 1912, and I'm going through that same experience. And so then you get to, and so now I was getting to this stage like, man, like if things keep repeating themselves, like some of this stuff that I'm going through has already happened. And then I read about like there's another book called The E Myth Revisited, and it's essentially the same things like how to scale, how to do X, Y, Z. And I'm thinking this whole time reading this stuff that's happened is like, I mean, if you want to even take it from like a religious perspective, it's like because my one friend who's doing the home gym, he's like kind of religious. It's like, man, like the same story, the same stuff keeps happening over and over again. And so now I'm like, okay, if people are going to keep getting born into the world, it's like they're probably going to go through some of the same struggles I did. So it's like at this point, my whole like I just honestly believe my whole purpose is just to make stuff so that the next generation can solve stuff faster or some those lines, right? Not like maybe they have to go through some of the struggle. It's part of the life experience, but
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying, like maybe we could help each other as a whole get rid of some of the pain points we don't need. And yeah, that's what I've been thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I'm so open with sharing my processes, right? Because if more people learn it, then now it's no longer like this big safeguarded secret that, like, oh my God, you're gonna have to pay somebody $2,000 for their course to try to learn this, right?
Yeah,
That's why I just give all industry. I don't give a fuck. It's like,
yeah,
here's the process. Please copy it. Let everybody know about it. Because once everybody is on that same wavelength and we've all elevated to that point, then that's going to push the envelope further. And then we're all
push the
going to advance as a species. And then once
I
we advance to that next level, I'll continue to just release everything. And hopefully, by me doing that, it encourages others to do the same, and we'll constantly push and evolve as a species and progress together as a species.
Yeah. So honestly, like thinking about it, in my opinion, if everyone is on the same, like we know what to do, because I think there's that level where it's like we say we know what to do, but now it's like, okay, we should all know what to do because there's so much free content. Now
Yeah,
just let's all become the people who take action, right?
yeah,
On should do. I think that's what the next step is because honestly, like with some of the stuff that I've been thinking
yeah.
about, like, and even in my own experience, it's just like, it's just that,
Just do it.
yeah, that next level of like, how do you just get
Just
people?
like the next level is just doing it. Like that's what I'm working on right now. Right.
Yeah,
That's why I just released the 100-day blueprint, because basically it's like if you put in the action, we broke it down to where like doesn't matter who you are, it's just bite-sized morsels of content and steps that
yeah,
you have to do over the course of 100 days. Because it's like
yeah,
if we can encourage people to just be action takers, like you have all the strategy, you have everything for free. Like this is everything you need to know.
yeah,
Maybe you didn't know. Hopefully you did know, but either way, this is everything. Like literally the only thing you have to do is fucking take action.
yeah,
So if we could just encourage more people to take action, once we're all there, then we'll all know this stuff that we're teaching right now. So that'll force us to
yeah.
like
Well,
level
see,
up.
that's what gets into like drive and psychology. It's like honestly, when I think about it, it's like it all comes down to like the base instincts. It's like you gotta eat, you gotta have social status, right? And I don't like even trying to market that, but in the end of the day, it's like that's kind of what has. I don't even know, man. It gets between the line of like should you market or not. You know, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I don't even market. I like a market, but I don't.
No,
Like
but
my version of marketing is just putting something out there and
yeah.
like letting people choose whether they want to eat it or not.
No, but what I'm saying is to get people to take action though. Like when I really think about it, it's like typically like even like sex drives and then stuff like that. Like that's usually why people actually do stuff.
Oh
And
yeah, they
and I
gotta
try
they gotta have that internal drive and why to actually take the action.
yeah.
For whatever reason is lost to a lot of people.
Yeah. But yeah, man. How long have we been ripping it, bro? What time is it? It's like almost
It's like
11.
almost 8 o'clock.
Oh, well, 11 here.
Yeah,
I think I'm hitting that point, bro. Got to
we've
get my
been
neck
we've been connected for a minute.
about a
So,
minute.
well, before I let you out of here, let us know how we can get in touch with you if anybody wants to reach out to you to chop it up, maybe look into your services.
Yeah. So I run my Instagram, my gram. That's where I try to get most of my clients. That's where the basketball people is at. So that's where I'm getting my clients at. You hit me up at Alan Nafa, ALANNAFA. And then I also got my agency out there, Blend Logic, BLEND. Yeah. That's me. Oh yeah, that was me. That's the home gym, bro. That's the home gym right there.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Okay, I'm logged into my profile, so I guess I can follow you.
hell yeah.
We got Big Marv following me now. What's that other one? Blend Logic.
Blend Logic. Yeah, that's
This
me.
gold one.
Yeah. So I do like fitness motivation. I still have that what's it called? Yeah, it's just like
So
motivation and stuff like that. I just literally switched
I'm
that
gonna
up.
give you a hack that you can use real quick. You
Okay.
rebrand yourself so it's consistent with whatever you're doing. Like
Yeah.
when I look at your page, it's like only follow if spread positive vibes. First of all, that's grammatically incorrect. Second of all, it
Yeah.
doesn't really tell me who you are or what your page is.
Yeah. That's actually why
And so,
I started
like, look at
splitting up my
my
stuff.
entrepreneur, go-to tech guy, DM for business, like my content, follow me. I help people achieve results. Stay tuned with the link.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say is like brand your page so one glance I can tell who you are, what you're about. Like you
Yeah. I do it on that
did
one.
it on here, like what's why is this one fire and you lacking on your other one?
Because
Oh,
I
I'm
was
calling
thinking
you
about
out right now. I'm calling
I was
you.
okay. So I literally changed that today. So I was thinking about the branding I was gonna do for like Instagram and what I've seen working on like other test markets, I was like, maybe for my agency one, I just kind of just want to get a big following and just be about like positive vibes and stuff like that. So I was just like, let me just post like motivational stuff and stuff like that.
So you
And
then do that. Just put motivational basketball,
yeah,
positive vibes only, but blah blah blah.
yeah,
But just brand it that way.
yeah, I got you on that. So I have another account. It's just motivational blend or motivation blend. Dude, I'm all on it. You don't have to follow that one. I'm just starting that one up. But basically,
Motivation blend. Let's see what
motiv-
this one's about.
it literally has the
Same
same
logo.
same thing.
Put God first.
Follow if you spread positive vibes only. Oh yeah, that was this one was just like, let me see if I can just repost stuff instead of original. And I actually started reposting stuff too. So that's the split test I'm doing currently for my own branding. But yeah, back to like me, what I do, and stuff like that. So if you guys hoopers, hit me up if you ever want to hoop it up. But yeah,
Oh
my
yeah.
thing,
How am I gonna hoop it up with you?
yeah, let's hoop it up, bro. But yeah, for the most part, guys, health, fitness, and honestly, what niche I really want to hit is this basketball market because that's why I put those Kobe's in the back, trying to get that brand and.
We'll change that sunflower out for basketball.
The sunflower was from. Have you seen the Spider-Man movie? You're a sunflower.
Yeah, I
I
seen
was
it.
like,
Right,
I was just like in the house. I was like, well, let me just put that there.
but
I actually had.
that's not consistent with your branding.
That's true. I also used to have Tony the Tiger boxes. It's actually still here. I just literally pull it over. Oh, oh, Tony the Tiger. I would used to put this in my videos. Like, let me get more serious. But this was from I don't know if you follow MKBHD. They do that thing with like the association bias with cereal. It was in like one study they did. I was like, let me just do it and see what the fuck happens at this
Dude,
point.
you gotta find those old Frosted Flake boxes with Tony with a headband and a basketball.
Oh yeah.
Guns.
Oh, that would be consistent with my branding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do
in there.
basketball cereal. Yeah, basketball cereal. Cereal box.
And think of content that you can create related just to basketball. Like you're doing motivational blend, you can do motivational Mondays.
Yeah.
15 minutes with Alan in the morning.
Yeah. Just ball. I just gotta be about that hoop life. Basically, that's the people I'm trying to attract is just basketball.
And fucking go hoop and fucking give them some motivation while you hoop.
Shooting some shit with your boy.
Shooting the shit with Alan.
Hey, Naffa. Literally going to be taking shit and just throwing
I want you to go live every single day.
Yeah.
And do episodes.
Dude, I'm trying to get access to a basketball court out here.
Until whatever. And then I'll help you, or you probably already know how to do this, but if you don't, I'll show you how you can hook up a video podcast and have it automatically broadcast to several platforms, automatically strip audio if it's an audio only platform, show video if it's a video platform, does a whole nine, and we do it at the click of a button. We record content once.
See this guy. This is the guy you need. You don't need me.
But if you take action and start making these fucking videos, I will help you automate your brand. But I only work with action takers, so
hell yeah.
I want to make sure you go live at least for a week consistently before I build it.
Okay, I got you. All right,
that's your challenge.
That's my challenge. Well, first challenge, I gotta find a fucking hoop, dude. There's one in my
motherfucker. If you don't get a milk crate and bust the bottom out of that son of a bitch and wood screw it to the wall, I'm gonna slap you in the mouth.
All right. If the off chance I don't do it at basketball court, I'll do it at my friend's gym.
Do it at your friend's gym. Fucking go to the park. Fucking get a milk crate and screw it onto the back door in your office. I don't care how you do it. Just hoop and talk some shit to me with a camera on a tripod.
Yeah. No, with this camera. With my phone.
Like every ad that I do is with my phone, damn it. I
Yeah,
want to
to
pick
go
up a
live.
Smove 360 gimbal with a tripod.
Yeah.
And if you have an iPhone that's newer than the iPhone 7, it supports 4K natively. So you don't got no excuses.
But you can't stream that 4K native though.
Why would you stream it?
But you just told me to do live stream.
Okay, 1080p, fuck it. It's still gonna be HD, baby.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Or pre-record it and upload it as a premiere so it looks like a live stream. You got
Boy.
options.
Oh no, you could do the you,
IGTV, Facebook.
no, yeah, you could do the fake live, I think, where you broadcast an old video.
Yeah, it's called the premiere, bro. I use
No,
it
no,
for
no.
my podcast. Check it
Boy,
out Friday,
no,
7
no.
p.m.
I thought Premiere was different than live. It's just a like premiere of a video.
Yeah, but it's a simulated live video.
Really? All right, I need to check that out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm scrub over here. You're looking at me just like, dude, this guy just doesn't know, dude.
No, I was just like, this guy's where I was at 6 months ago.
Hell yeah. Let's get it. Yeah, 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 yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. All right, guys. Well,
Guess what?
thanks for
Dolphins?
tuning in to another episode of Big Marv's Network. Don't forget to tune in next Friday for another incredible guest. Alan, any last words for our audience members when you come back? Because it cut out again. God damn it. I can't believe it cut out on the damn exit. Are you back?
Oh no, bro.
It
I'm
cut
back.
out during the fucking exit, bro.
I know, dude. What is that? It's okay. Because wait, does it record locally for you? So you have it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I should have it. I don't know, but I'm going to take two this shit real quick.
All right, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Big Marv's Network. Don't forget to tune in next Friday at 7 p.m. for another interview with another incredible entrepreneur. Alan, any last words for our audience members before we let you go?
Guys, two things in life: get better and get buckets.
And we out. One love, baby.
You're just like, what?
Fuck it. We out.
We out.
Words.